And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, there's a flood warning still out for Fort Yukon for flooding conditions there for the next couple of days due to snowmelt running down and rising the water levels there from the Porcupine River into the Yukon, Fort Yukon area there. And then at the other end of the river here, we've got still a flood watch out. There's no longer a warning out for the Ammonok area, but there is a flood watch continues for possible ice jam flooding here for the Yukon Delta at the Yukon River area out to the coastline for the next couple of days or until, I guess, all the ice is gone. And from there, looking at the fire danger chart, not too bad really for what it could be this time of year. Up in the Yukon Flats here, some high to very high fire danger. This for grass, of course, dead grass doesn't take long to dry out and become a fire hazard there. And quite a swath of medium here all the way down to the Yukon Delta. But to the south and east here and southeast, low, pretty much low fire danger, except in the Susitna Valley, some medium fire danger for, again, grass. And on the satellite imagery, another surge of moisture moving into the southern panhandle, mainly there, but a lot of clouds and showers up along the North Gulf Coast, westward to Prince William Sound. Some light rain going on Kodiak Island, or a few scattered showers there this afternoon at the state airport anyway. Drier conditions to the west here into Bristol Bay with some pretty good clearing up here over the Seward Peninsula, Yukon Delta, up into the Kobuk Valley areas, and clouds along the Arctic coast with areas of snow. And running this through again, you can see clouds dropping southward from the Arctic there, bringing areas of snow into the North Slope and Brooks Range area back out toward the eastern Arctic coast. Not much going on here over the central and eastern Bering Sea. Some clouds from about the Pribilofs down across the Alaska Peninsula with some showers. Also showers scattered around the southwest interior. Next system out to the west is coming onto the charts. And for today, though, Bering Sea pretty much dominated by high pressure. Northerly winds with some shower activity here over the far eastern Bering Sea from the coast down to the Alaska Peninsula areas. And gusty north winds, kind of chilly temperatures up here over the northwest part of the state with areas of light snow, snow flurries or showers there from the North Slope out to the Arctic coast. Another cloudy, damp, drippy day here for the Tanana Valley areas along this trough axis here over toward the Yukon. Eagle southward into the eastern Alaska range, and then this front pushing rain into the southeast coast and extending back along the North Gulf Coast to just the east side of Kodiak Island. For tonight, that front doesn't move much. The low drops a little to the south, and the front mostly elongates off to the east-southeast there, hung up across Prince of Wales Island to Dixon Entrance. So periods of rain over the southern southeast coast, lighter amounts possibly ending up to the north. And scattered showers for the Copper River Basin area, south central Alaska. Partly in a mostly cloudy night coming up with a few scattered showers there, and areas of snow up over the North Slope and Arctic coast into the Brooks Range. And clearing over the southwest interior with dry conditions that extends well into the Bering Sea here. Less in the way of a shower threat for the Alaska Peninsula as those winds diminish. Light winds for the central Aleutians. And possible gale force winds out here for Shimmy and Attu as that active front approaches and spreads rain eastward, but that'll weaken tomorrow. And just looking at small craft advisory winds, maybe 30 knots for the western Aleutians. They're out of the southeast. Rain spreading eastward to Atka Island, and maybe some sunshine for the Pribilofs with light winds. Same thing for the eastern Aleutians. Alaska Peninsula, cloudy skies on the Bering Sea side. Better chance of seeing some sun on the Pacific side. And Kodiak Island, again, partly and mostly cloudy with a 30 to 40% chance of a shower or two. And that forecast good for south central Alaska. Better chance of showers in the Copper River Basin and showers of rain or snow here up over the northern interior, the Kobuk-Koyukuk Valley. All that's light precipitation all the way back to the Arctic coast, and showery and cool for the southeast coast again. And then looking ahead to Monday, Still mostly cloudy with showers for the Panhandle, showers into the southeast interior, or areas of rain possibly again for the Copper River Basin up into the eastern Tanana Valley area. Along the eastern Alaska Range with showers pretty likely for the western Alaska Range, Chugach Mountains into the Kenai Peninsula, especially in the afternoon hours, and maybe some sunshine around northern Cook Inlet and possibly southern Prince William Sound. Much drier day coming up for Kodiak Island with a better chance of sun for Memorial Day. And pretty dry, not too bad. Light winds over the interior out here to the west and up to the north here. And still some snow chances. This area now pulling back to the west into the Chukchi Sea. So a chance of snow from, say, Shishmaref down to Tin City, and maybe some flurries into St. Lawrence Island, and that's about it. This front and system really weakening as it pushes eastward. Look for some rain to develop over the Fox Islands, and trying to push toward the Pribilofs. Probably won't quite make it that far to the northeast, but showers behind the front for Adak and Atka. And for the lows tonight for the Aleutians, upper 30s and lower 40s there, with lower 30s for the Pribilofs, upper 20s. For St. Lawrence Island in the interior, lows 30s to near 40, and in the 40s for south central Alaska to Kodiak Island, as well as the southeast coast, and 15 to 25 for the North Slope, or actually the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, and highs for Sunday afternoon, 50s, lower 60s for the central and eastern interior. About the same here for south central Alaska, Bristol Bay, lower 60s, near 50 for Kodiak, and 30s for the Pribilofs, lower, or in the 40s for the Aleutians, highs 50 to 55 for the southeast coast. And then for the Monday morning time frame, we're looking at lower 40s for the southeast coast there, and 20s, Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, 30s and 40s everywhere else, followed by highs, kind of recovering temperature-wise now a little bit, at least into the 60s here for the central and eastern Tanana Valley over toward Eagle, Fort Yukon, and mostly in the 50s here for south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, mid-50s, and in the 50s again for the southeast coast, with 40s for the Aleutians.